Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the FaberCastell. I have a haul to show you guys. My mom and I went to the Heirloom Productions rubber stamp show last weekend in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So I have a few things to show you. I don't have as many things to show you as I would like because I just didn't want to spend a ton of money. But I do have some other things to show you from Michael's and a couple online orders. So it's not going to be as skimpy as a video as it might have been if I had just showed you the stamp show purchases. But I'm going to start by showing you some things that I got online. I finally got my order from bargainpack.com, and I finally got the rest of my Prima Girls, which I'm very excited about because I've been waiting over a month for these guys. So I got those, and those things, they're just enormous. You know, they're bigger than my hand. I mean, granted, I have tiny hands, but still. And I already had this one. So I'm very happy to have the whole set and can't wait until summer CHA when the new ones come out. So I'm sure we'll all have to order those like ahead of time before they sell out again. Then along with those, I ordered this Bow Bunny texture set of stamps because I needed to buy something else to get free shipping. So I got these. Then from one of the daily deal sites, I think it was Peachy Cheap, I got some Zing embossing powder. I've never tried this before, and I've wanted to for a long time, and they had the neon colors on sale. I'm not a big neon freak, never was, not even in the 80s when I was in school, but I saw a couple people do cards with neon on black cardstock, and they came out really nice, and they really popped, so I want to try some cards with that. Plus I figured they might be really good cards for my daughter's friends when we have to go to birthday parties and stuff, because you know, neon is all the rage with the little ones these days. If you go into Justice, the girls clothing store, oh my god, you need sunglasses. Your eyes will actually hurt when you leave the store. It's so bright. So that was everything that I got online. Then I went to Michael's today because I had that $5 coupon off of $5 because I had to go last week and get my son a set of colored pencils for his art class that he's in. So with my $5 coupon, I got this pack of 6x6 pattern paper from my Mind's Eye. This is called Indie Chic Saffron. Really pretty papers in here. And I'm doing a Prima doll tag swap right now, so I'm thinking I might use one of these papers, or a couple of these papers, for her outfit. We'll have to see. I'm kind of stuck. Kind of lost my mojo, and so I think I'm going to dress her first and then do the background. Because my friend Deb said she did that, and that was the easiest thing for her to do. So I'm going to have to try it that way. Then in the clearance aisle, I got a pack of this Artist Loft mixed media paper. It's 80-pound paper. There's 40 sheets in here. It said it was $1.49, but it rang up for 99 cents. And you can't beat that. It's pretty decent weight paper. But I figured it would be good to, you know, I can make my own art journal out of this, or cut it up and put it in mixed media albums with other things, like chipboard and acetate pages and that kind of stuff. So I got 2 packs of that. I think it was the last 2 packs they had. Then I saw this, which I had never seen before it went on clearance. This is Recollections textured cardstock. There's 50 sheets in here, and it was $2.50, and it's got a really cool texture to it, and you get a ton of colors. as you can see here. And even though it says it's cardstock, it's a little thinner. It's 65 pounds, but it's still pretty sturdy because it's got that texture in it. And then the last thing I got, I found for my daughter in the as-is section. They had one of these Recollection, you know, like 3-ring binder style smash book things. And it says sold as is, and I can't for the life of me find out what's wrong with it. But anyway, it was $12.99, and they were selling it for $3.25. So I figured this would be good for her to put a lot of her memories from 2nd grade, because she had a really, really, really good year this year with a fantastic teacher and lots of great kids in her class. So I'm making a scrapbook for her teacher, so I have to take headshots of the kids anyway. So I figured she could put her friends' pictures in here and write stuff about them and, you know, do whatever she wants. Okay, now on to the good stuff. Here's the stuff from the stamp show. They didn't have very much on sale. It was disappointing. It was much smaller than it has been in the past. There are only 23 vendors. Usually there's around 30 something. They moved it into a different building, which was much smaller, so it was claustrophobic and not as much stuff to see, but we still had a really, really good time. But I did find this on sale. This is a Stampology set. It's called Quote This. I figured I could use it for Project Life because I just bought the HSN deal that they had, because I'm horrible at putting pictures in albums or scrapbooking anything. I keep saying I'm going to and it doesn't happen. So I got Project Life to try and get my button gear. But you've got these sayings over here, and then you have space where you can journal, and then there's a line for the date. It says, "Out of the mouths of babes, that funny thing you said, you're so silly, you say the craziest things, what did you say?" And to quote what you said. Because I really have to start writing down some of the things that my kids say, because I think they're hysterical and then I always forget them. Then I went to, I went to Marco's Paper and got myself a FaberCastell white brush pen. I've been wanting this for a long time, and I'm glad I went first thing because they were sold out later in the day. I wanted to get the new pack of tropical colored gelatos, but they didn't have those. They had 50s Diner, which I wasn't all that interested in, but they didn't have the other new one, so I was kind of bummed about that. From Impression Obsession, I didn't get any stamps, but I did get this die. I saw Jennifer McGuire use it in a video like a week or two ago, and fell in love with it, had to have it. So right after I got the pen, oh no, this was the first thing I got. I ran to get this, and then I ran to get the pen. But I wanted to show you guys how it cuts, and I'll put a piece of paper behind it so you can see. But that's what you end up with, which would look fantastic on the front of a card with some pretty pattern paper or glitter or something behind it. And then the bonus is that you get all these little tiny hearts in all different sizes. You get little frames, you get little teeny weeny ones and bigger ones, and you can throw them all in a little baggie and keep them for whenever you need them. Alright, then I got some embossing folders. These are the Doris embossing folders. They were about $4 a piece. Oh, that die, by the way, was $8. The embossing folders I bought because they just had so much of a bigger selection than like AC Moore does. So that's why I had to get them at the show. But I got this one, which is called Honeycomb. I got this really pretty one, which is called Cherry Blossom. I got this basket weave. And then I got this one, which I thought was really kind of funky. It's called Cork Tops. And I told my mom as I was looking at it, I go, what is this supposed to be? She's like, I don't know. And I go, it looks kind of like corky. And she goes, corky? I go, yeah. And then I turned it over and it said cork tops. But let me show you guys how they embossed really quick. With the cork one, I ran some Colorbox chalk ink and chestnut roan over this, and I got this look on craft paper, which is really cool. Then with the basket weave, I just did it on some, what did I do it on? I think this is, I can't remember what kind of paper this is. Blue. Anyway, I did it on that and embossed pretty well. You do need a shim with these most of the time. At least in my Cuttlebug, I needed a shim. Then I did the honeycomb one. I actually did with a, I took a brayer and ran it over one of those big and juicy rainbow pads and then put it on the folder and then ran it through the Cuttlebug. So I ended up with this pretty rainbow pattern. And then, and then after I ran the brayer over the embossing folder, I ran it over a clean piece of paper just to get some of the ink off, and I ended up with this pattern, which was pretty cool, just from running the brayer over the folder itself. And then finally, the cherry blossom one, I had a really pretty kind of iridescent thin piece of paper that I bought at one of the stamp shows in the past, and this is how that came out, which was gorgeous. But I did have kind of a happy accident with this paper before I ended up with this piece. I thought that I would need a shim, and I put a cardstock shim through with another piece of this paper, and it actually kind of die cut it. It went so deep through the paper that it actually cut it, and I could just pull these little flowers apart. So it kind of embossed and die cut all these little shimmery flowers for me. So that was cool. So I'm gonna have to experiment with thinner papers and embossing folders and shims and see what I can get. Alright, then I bought some really cool specialty cardstock. This was $5 for the pack. It's from Creative Card GG Products, and there's their website. I've never seen this before. I have some holographic paper, but just not in these patterns. We got this cool polka dot one, and there's a couple colors of that. I got this pretty like iridescent shimmery paper, which looks really good, by the way, when you put it behind this hard die cut. And that came in a few different colors. Then I got this kind of freaky one in blue, silver, it's kind of a yellow and a gold. Oh, and red. Oh, and green. I didn't realize I had that many pieces of it. This is a really pretty, like, glittery mosaic pattern. Again, lots of colors. Then these really cool hearts. This is like a lavender color. You got this gold and pale blue and silver. And then finally I got these, which are freaky. Look, they move. I was fascinated with this. I spent like 10 minutes looking at this paper. There's blue, comes in lavender and pink. Okay, so that was that. And then my last stop for the day was at my very, very favorite vendor that comes to the stamp show, Prickley Pear stamps. They make some great sets of clear stamps with matching dies. I bought a couple sets last year and bought a couple more this year. So first I bought this set of ornaments, and it might be hard to see them. I don't think I lined these back up on the thing properly, so it looks a little off. But they're little deer, and then these are just like little ornaments hanging, more deer, the nativity, and then it's hard to see here, but there's two people cuddled up on a couch in front of a fireplace. These were $12.90, and then this is the matching die that goes with it. And I did cut them and stamp them so you could see them. I was a little off. I need a little more practice with these, because with these you have to cut them first and then stamp them after the fact, which can be a little tricky, but it's definitely worth it. So that's those. And I figure I can also make these into stars and snowflakes and flowers and all kinds of things. If I can't think of like 2 or more things to do with a stamp set or a die or something, then I usually don't buy it. I'm way too practical sometimes. And then the second set I bought is a gear set. This is their Steampunk set. As you can see, I use them because they have brown chalk ink all over them. But you get a ton of stamps in this set. You even get little clock hands and this stamp that says Steampunk. Tons of different designs. And then it has this die that coordinates with them. And again, you can use these for gears, clocks, flowers, steampunk looking snowflakes, all kinds of stuff. They made a card where they took some of these and stacked them, you know, like in a triangle, and made a little Christmas tree out of them. But this is what they look like after they're stamped. Again, I need a little bit more practice, but I just love them. Those are the big ones. These are the medium-sized ones. And I'll put their website down below. It's I think it's pricklypear.com, yeah. But I'll put their site down below and you can check out all their other stuff. And these are the itty bitty ones. And that's it. So that is what I got in the past couple of weeks. You know, even though the stamp show was smaller, it was still fantastic. I had a great time. But I'm hoping to go to the one in York, Pennsylvania in the fall, because that one's supposed to be a lot bigger. So we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.